Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video of Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth. And in today's episode, we're going to be going ahead and covering this brand new war over here on Global. So this week has been extremely busy for me on all fronts, especially just like personal life stuff as well as events I've been going to. So unfortunately, I have had to push back this video covering Rebirth Global quite far. And I guess rightfully so, because now we can go ahead and cover the war, as well as the future of what Global is going to be from here on out. Because we have some new announcements which came out today that are very, very important. So we're going to go ahead and cover the war itself real fast and get to everything in general. So, Territory Battle number 6 is in progress. We have the brand new LeaIsChill as the reward for the war, of which is a fairly good unit. However, she's primarily a tank, which isn't especially viable without a taunt type skill inside the game just yet. However, she does have a really good presence, and she synergizes really well with Eto Owl. Let's go ahead and cover a little bit. So, she is red, so that's immediately something important. Red units, I can't think of any other red unit that increases defense aside from Birthday Psycho, so obviously she has her own niche. With an HP of 6025, attack of 450, and defense of 500, 9 AP, and 8 durability. The durability is actually on the lower side of things considering what her specialty is, but she makes up for it. Her unique ability here is 25% less skill damage incoming. Once again, just cementing her tankiness. Granted, 4 war rewards. That's a lot of R's there. 4 war rewards. Typically, you won't get them to 100% unless you're in the top 3 on your server. And that doesn't happen very often. I honestly don't think that her unique ability is all that important, so it's not really that dire of a thing to go for, but you definitely want to get her to at least 80% during the war. With her skills being attack up C, which is plus 100, up to 550, not too great, but that's not her focus, because her focus is plus 500 defense, which is S+, which is incredible. That doubles her defense to 1000 flat. An HP up or A, which is plus 2000, which puts her up to 8025 in total. Honestly, 8000 still on the lower side of things compared to other units, but she just does good. She has a good presence. And she also has a block B, which is increased block rate by 15%. That's a flat guard of 15%, and that does synergize with any other guard buff you give, which is pretty much only Quink's Mutsuki, but it stacks well. And finally, the skill of which she has that makes her so good at synergizing with Eto Owl is at 80%. She does a 2x defense buff to all front row allies. Now, this would replace the defense debuff that Eto gives of 0.5 and also wouldn't affect the attack increase, and this lasts for 5 turns, meaning it would go for the entire raid if you never end up popping another Eto skill afterwards. What I'm thinking for it is this would go really well if you are running the team of Kanai, Koma, and Kaya, because it would increase the survivability. You wouldn't have Eto buffing constantly inside it, so you would have free swaps anyway. And I just think that this is a really good way to kind of work around your defense buffs. Granted, if you have other units that do buff defense, like Premium Psycho, like, can't think of any others that just do just defense. I can't think of very many. But in general, most defense buffers do around the same, and usually they have other effects on top of the defense increase, so she's a good free-to-play unit, but definitely not the highest of high priorities if you're not feeling the grind this time around. Obviously, get the copies you can, do what you need to. I do really like her model itself, and I am a fan of what her skill animation is, so, you know, pencil skirts. It lives in the era of life and death. A true hero. Additionally, during this war, we have some other stuff to talk about, hey, you can dispatch, you can raid, you can strike. Starts the second week. It's second week right now. It's currently on. Strike this season has no benefits from it, including no dispatch units. I probably wouldn't do it myself if I had the choice. Then we have very basic stuff here. We have a new Tatara, of which is blue, 8,390 HP, 570 attack, 263 defense, quite low, 9 AP, and 8 durability, with a unique ability of Human Killer times 1.3 times. Pretty solid all-around unit, to be honest. He's good at, if you need a spare blue damage-esque unit, he's good as a swap-in, but he doesn't really have a lot of presence, and also he takes a lot of damage if he gets hit. If someone touches his pinky toe, he will fall over and die, screaming in pain. He also has a 1.5 times attack and defense buff here for 3 turns, which would replace any attack and defense buffs that you have already. So, I mean, he's helpful if you don't have Festoka already on hand, because he's kind of a free-to-play version of that, but he ain't too crazy. He has a cool model. That's always a nice thing here. He's very floppy. He reminds me of, God, what's that character? There's a character of which, like, uses her floppy sleeves to attack people in another show. Whatever. We'll just say he's one of those cutesy girls that really enjoys flopping about. We also have Yamori here. He's been around. Has he been around previously on Global? Maybe he hasn't. Huh. Well, we have Dark Yamori here with 6,880 HP, 390 attack, 195 defense, 10 AP, and 7 durability, with a unique ability of Break Heal. Anytime you break an enemy, heal your HP by 20%, meaning it's only a self-heal and would not affect the other people around him, making him basically useless in all scenarios. There's better ways to go about breaking, and breaking is going to become very important as of a couple of FES banners from now, so I would say max him out, get that free Haka, and do nothing else with him. Apparently he also has a chance to paralyze. That's cool. You gotta get that dark type paralysis synergy. Oh boy. But yeah, this war is going to be a very meh one, I'd say. No bosses around, just 2 new raids to grind, and a playable of which is worth it. Just kind of running over as much of the normal quests as possible will probably be your main way of doing it, and getting it done. And that's just how it goes. Additionally, we did have a drop of the Rize here. Unfortunately, it has been a week since then, so I am a bit late to this, but she's actually really, really solid. She is a dark type awakening unit that synergizes with bleed. In general, she has a massive field presence and also one of the highest DPS totals currently inside the game. We'll actually go ahead and go through her skills here now. So with dark type first and foremost, so she does replace anyone that would be a dark awakening. I can't think of another dark awakening unit. Premium Kaneki dark or black hair is a dark awakening unit. Otherwise, I guess she doesn't really have much competition here. She's very similar to Takizawa, so if you weren't planning on going after him, she is a good replacement to that. With 9,500 HP, 600 attack, 480 defense, 10 AP, and 7 durability, with a unique ability of 2 times damage to anyone who is bleeding. GS being the highest possible multiplier on that is fantastic. Naturally, awakening units don't need dupes because usually their skill, that's their awakening skill, won't get upgraded at all. So it's hard to justify investing in her up to 100%, but if you do get her there, she's going to be one of the craziest damage dealing units in the game. With a plus 400 attack for her first skill, which puts her up to 1,000 in total, plus 300 defense as her second skill, which puts her up to 780, plus 4 durability, which puts her up to 11 durability in total, and a 10 out of 10 skill of extends bleed duration on targets by 4 turns. Now, her bleed, when she's awakened, is for 2 turns, so that plus 4 will get it up to 6 in total, meaning it'll last the entire raid after 10-10. So that's always nice. All in all, I would say that her kit is incredible. Also because her buffs on her skills are pretty immense compared to some of the other ones that some other FES units have. She is easily one of the best dark type units currently inside the game, both in terms of versatility and in terms of DPS. When she's not awakened, her skill at 100%/80% is 0.5 times the attack of front row enemies and offers a very good chance to inflict bleed for 4 turns. So when not awakened, she's a debuff unit, of which decreases attack and has an extremely high chance. Well, they say very good, but very good is 80 to 90%, I believe. So it's a decent margin of bleed. I don't know about her viability pre-awakening, so I can't really judge it for myself. I've only ever seen her used as a pure awakening DPS unit, so I can't talk too much on it. But when she does awaken, she timeses her own attack by 2, which can be stacked with any buffs, including a premium Haisei or a break bonus, like Eto. And she increases her skill fill rate for 5 turns. And then when she's awakened, she also gets a skill of, when she uses it, deal attack times 1.6 to front row enemies and has a very good chance to inflict bleed for 2 turns. So this one's more of a pure DPS version that also has a very good chance to inflict bleed as well. So I guess both are AoEs. That's really good versatility in terms of that. She also has no break damage here. So she'll be able to pop her stuff even before the enemy is broken and still be viable. I guess, yeah, she is easily one of the best dark units. I don't know if I can say the best because I haven't tried her out for myself, but she's definitely viable. The issue with her banner isn't herself. It's the fact that her banner only has her as a featured and is 5 steps, and I don't think... Okay, it appears it does guarantee her on the 5th step. However, with her being the only featured, if you don't get lucky, it's not that worth it. So it's hard to justify investing in it. It really depends on if you're looking for a good Rise, because there honestly aren't that many inside this game, and even Festival Rise, she's good, but she's not incredible like this one is. I would say if you're over here on Global and you're still debating things, one of the best ways to set up an account for the future is to have her pulled as one of your first pulls, and then try and see what you can stack on top of that. Examples of that would be like any Quink Squad members, or pulling on a festival banner when it comes around, because there actually is some things coming up that are very, very exciting in terms of FES over here on Global. Let's go ahead and skip past this, and we'll finally get to the new news as of today. So we got a maintenance last night, of which brought some very interesting things to the game. We got a new Tsukiyama! He's trash. Don't pull for him. Premium units, obviously, we've discussed this before, are not worth pulling for, and featured summons are only here to take your Haka if you don't know that you shouldn't pull on them. So try and avoid it if you can. Following that, we also have the 2 million downloads festival. Obviously, we'll probably end up hitting 3 million downloads during this period, because this is the Reroll Central. Rebirth Festival is on for 9 consecutive weeks in Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth 2 million downloads. Thank you for playing Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth. Rebirth has reached over 2 million downloads. To celebrate this occasion, Rebirth Festival will be featuring 1 new featured character every week for 9 consecutive weeks, and the Apple's half-year anniversary. So we'll be getting, for 9 weeks straight, a brand new FES unit every single week on the same day. Because we're almost half a year since the global version dropped. That's crazy to think about. That's already been like, I guess 4 months since then. Naturally, FES banners are always going to be the same for all of these. You get a guaranteed FES on the 5th step, and 7th step you get a guaranteed new festival character. So whatever character is featured on the banner will be the one that you guaranteed get at step 7. So whoever you're trying to go for, no matter who you choose, is guaranteed, which is really, really nice. I think that's a first for global. I think it was always 50% before. So the first person inside this 9-week consecutive shitlordery fest is going to be the Kaneki Awakening Ferocity unit. We will be going over his stats and skills shortly, and whether or not he's viable as a direct character to pull as, but he will be around from the 22nd, which is today, until the 5th of February, which, is that a week? No, that is 2 weeks. Okay. So this first banner will be around until, I guess, the next war starts, and then we'll get a new unit every week beyond that. Except that apparently these are going to overlap. Apparently this Kaneki goes until the 5th of February, but this Haisei, which is coming to the game finally, super exciting, is going to be here from the 29th until the 12th, meaning that both of these banners will overlap with each other. Also meaning that this blue Kaneki will not be featured in the Ghoul Haisei banner. So you have to choose between the two. Interesting. And I guess this one's going to run alongside it as well. Yeah, okay. So this Kaneki will go away on the 5th, and then the next one will appear in the SHIRAZU afterwards. And I guess it's going to be 2 weeks on each banner to be able to grind out Haka for it. And then every week we'll get a new character while the old one stays as well if you want to keep on pulling for their banner and keep on grinding. That's actually really nice. That's really kind in terms of giving you time to do all of your steps. I appreciate that. You go, Global. Proud of you. So Haisei will be here from the 29th to the 12th of February. He is also a very good unit. I will be trying to cover each of the FES units that are coming up as they're about to release to be able to talk about whether or not they're good or bad. Ghoul Haisei is a hard one to suggest, but we will be talking about that when it does come up then. Then during the banner with Haisei, we will be also having SHIRAZU finally dropping over here on Global, which is going to be super exciting. SHIRAZU is the first step right now in the power creep. He is the first Awakening break bonus unit, of which has probably the craziest possible overkill and just general DPS power in the game. I would say he's probably the best red unit, unless you're able to run Owl with a better synergy and have a full bleed team. If you've been watching my re-invoke videos, you already know this SHIRAZU's a hero. He's absolutely incredible, and he's probably the one that I am most looking forward to. Hopefully he'll be a filler in future banners beyond this period of time, but we will see. And then during this period, we will also be having a swap on the 12th from Haisei to the LeaIsChill, which is apparently Spine user. Wait, what is SHIRAZU's? Oh my god. So on re-invoke, SHIRAZU is the Donmaru of disobedience. On rebirth, he's just the sucker punch bullet. That's kind of sad, actually. So LeaIsChill is also pretty meh. I'd say she's even more meh than Ghoul Haisei. We'll be talking about her when her banner comes up on the 12th. But yeah, no, I'll pass. What's the most exciting part of this is after these 4 banners are already done with, we'll be getting official dates for some more banners. And more. Owl, Urie, Hairu, and Hinami, as well as more characters are coming soon. More information soon to come. So Owl is Takizawa Festival. Very, very, very important that he's being released at this point, because that means that we're starting to get into the state of power scaling, which means we're finally starting to get into the celebrations of seeing what the max DPS can possibly be. I'm honestly looking really forward to seeing Takizawa drop in Rebirth, and likely I'm going to end up rerolling on that banner and trying to go for him. I want to try and push for the bleed synergy, and Takizawa works perfectly for that. I'm crossing my fingers that all 4 of these FES units will be added to the banner's fillers when these next ones are announced, but I doubt it. The way that Global's been going, I have a feeling that all of these FES units that are being dropped in rapid succession aren't going to be featured in other banners for a while. So if you're looking to get one of these units, you're going to be pulling for them as the featureds, and you won't really have these crazy fillers otherwise. Urie, Hairu, and Hinami are especially big because those are the 3 most recent characters over on Reinvoke, meaning that Global is trying to catch up immediately to Reinvoke and trying to release things alongside them, which I think actually is much better of a thing for Global, because I'm finding myself having issues playing Global a lot because I don't have these power creep units that I care about the most. And because it's so far behind, I don't really care too much about the Haka that I am saving. I just kind of popped my Haka haphazardly and stopped caring because Global just didn't seem that fun to me. With these characters coming out over here, we're going to have much more of a synced process, and it should make the Rebirth players a hell of a lot more happy with the game. We had a lot of people that were getting very salty about the fact that Black Reaper hadn't dropped yet, and with Takizawa confirmed, I can only imagine that Black Reaper is not that far behind. They're very similar units, and I would be surprised if they didn't drop Black Reaper before Takizawa. Either way, we will have fillers of every single other FES character that's come out so far inside these banners, including Koma and Kaya, of which are 2 of the most important characters over on Reinvoke right now, and the FES Amon, which goes really well with Kaya and Koma. So those are fantastic fillers, and they will be on every single one of the banners coming up. So what I'm going to probably try and go for is trying to get the Rize in the first step on my pulls on a new account, and then maybe trying to save up 300 Haka to pull on Takizawa when he comes out, and hopefully I can get either Koma or Kaya off of that. That's my game plan for this upcoming set of banners. I think it'll be really exciting to see how that all goes down. The reason why Kaya and Koma are so important is because they give +4 AP at 80%, and there's a new character on Reinvoke called Kanae, of which gives you a flat 50% skill charge to all your front row. These characters work extremely well with that because you can just keep on pumping up the AP of characters on your side of the squad. I got Festival Amon up to like 22 AP at one point. It's just fun. We also have the login bonuses, which gives us quite a bit of Haka, and it's just generally a good time. I think we're getting, 10, then 2,000 credits, 100, 10, nothing too crazy. Then Kaku gems from day 10 to day 20 with 10, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 10 again. So as long as you log in every single day, it will be 20 days of incredible benefits. And out of this in total, you should get, 10 Kaku gems, 10, and then what is 8 times 2? 16. So that's 36, and then you get an extra 10, so 46 Haka in total, I believe. Just round it out to an even 50. You get one entire 50 off of the logins, which is nice. And finally, before we actually get into gameplay, after fucking 24 minutes of talking, oh jeez. Is this what my videos have become? It's just me talking about Yeah, that's about how it goes. Listen, I'll cheers to that. God. Maybe I should actually stay on top of my global stuff, right? Actually covering global at the right times. We'll hop to it as things go. However, here we have a brand new Kaneki. So this Kaneki is one that I've been looking forward to because he seems really fun to play with. And I call him Wounded Kaneki because that is just kind of the name that I've started going for. Obviously, he has a banner of... words escape me. At step 5, you get a guaranteed festival unit, and at step 7, you get a guaranteed Kaneki unit. He is an awakening, so he actually is a lot more viable without dupes, which is really, really nice. And he is one of the highest DPS units in terms of blue currently inside the game. Black Reaper synergizes more with multiple neutral typings. He focuses entirely on destroying just the red boys. Also, I like his art a lot. I think his art is fucking rad. It's just a cool time. So, actually, how do they describe him? In possession of useful offensive skills, he can inflict large damage on one enemy and reduce his durability. Once awakened, not only does a skill attack broaden to the front row of enemies, he also can reduce their defense to make even larger damage. I didn't know that he can reduce defense. That's fucking crazy. Okay. So, Awakening Ferocity can Kaneki the blue hero with 8,700 HP, 590 attack, 320 defense, 10 AP, and 7 durability. He is actually really, really good. Also because he gets an extra 400 attack, he becomes far more viable. But his unique ability at 100% is a break burst. Meaning he will not be required to go to 100% if you plan to use Owl Eto when she comes out, because the way that break bursts work is they're their own form of buff, and break bursts, for this one at least, only gives the buff to himself. Now, break is going to become very, very important in terms of DPS. Characters like Takizawa, characters like Black Reaper, and characters like Festival Shirazu, they all have break bursts and synergize with it. And so it becomes a competition for who you want to be the person that gets the break. With this Kaneki, if you have him at 0%, he can get the buff of the Eto Owl and get the break burst without even being at 100%. So he'll do really well at 0, just sitting flat if you end up pulling for her. So I'd say he's really, really good in that regard. I haven't seen damage tests of him with the Owl Eto just yet. I haven't seen what he's capable of, so I don't know how his damage stacks up at 0%, but yeah. Otherwise, we also have a plus 400 attack, which puts him up to 990 attack in total, plus 300 defense, which puts him up to 620 attack or defense in total, plus 4 durability, which puts him up to 11, and 30% crit rate, which actually is incredible. So crit rate helps trying to get more skill charge, because every single crit that you have on an enemy does get you double the skill charge that you would usually get. So especially if the enemy is broken, he's going to be really good at trying to get his skill off multiple times in one turn. And also you can only get crits once they're broken unless you have this ability. So he actually opens up more possibilities pre-break as well. Additionally, we have his Unawakened Skill, which is how unappetizing. Deals attack times 1.1 to one enemy 9 times, reduces durability by 2. Not too crazy. Obviously, you won't be using him as his non-awakened state usually. And once he awakens, 1.75 times his attack and 2 times his skill gauge rate, obviously. And his skill becomes 0.7 times the defense of one enemy for 2 turns. Deals attack 1.8 to front row enemies 10 times, reduces durability by 4. That's actually a lot of really nice stage presence. So not only is it 10 straight hits of just amazing stuff, he's also an entire front row defense debuff. Oh, wait. Scratch that. he only debuffs the defense of one enemy that he's targeting. So he'll hit everybody, but he'll only give the debuff to the one person. And he does reduce the durability of the entire front row with his skill, which makes him less viable, because then it's harder to synergize using other break burst units. He's really good, but I definitely think that he's going to only shine inside raids for the most part, with the single target, and also with the fact that he focuses so heavily on other people when he is awakened. Otherwise, his model is absolutely beautiful, and I do like his voice clips as well. God, it's fucking rad! That's awesome. Personally, I like this Kaneki's model and makeup of his abilities far more than Birthday Kaneki, because we have so few blue units, and also he just looks fucking rad. He has more confidence in this version. He stands very straight. He has his posture corrector on, which is always nice. I say this banner is pretty good. In general, it has all the good fillers. However, with the festival banners that are coming up soon, unless you're really determined to get at least one copy of this blue Kaneki, I would say to save. He will not be a filler on future banners during this period, I imagine, especially with the other units coming up. So this is your chance to get him before the 9 weeks of fest banners where you're not able to. It's hard. I think if you didn't get Birthday Kaneki and you really want to get a white hair Kaneki that looks fucking rad, I'd say try and go for it a little bit. Why not shoot for it and see what ends up happening? Otherwise, he is currently the best blue unit. After reading through his abilities, I'd say he is the best blue unit in the game right now that's focused heavily on just taking down reds. Black Reaper obviously has more viability and versatility, but he's fantastic as well. So yeah, that's kind of my opinions on all of that. I'm probably going to end up waiting until Takizawa comes out to do most of my pulls going forward. I also might dip into the Shirazu banner depending on how things go and seeing if things get lucky, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it. Additionally, let's go ahead and get our rewards back. Got a stimulant off of it. Rad. And new intel. Did I get anything fun? Not really, actually. I got a lot of very basic nothing stuff. Are there any bosses around that I can take down? Here. Let's max this out real quick with a little bit of our money. Very cool. And double up the points using my Halloween Kaneki. Perfect. And there we go. That's kind of been what my war has been so far. Actually, I am on human side, so I actually wouldn't mind fighting someone like Yamori right now. Make you a deal. I'm going to claim all of these, and I want to check how many stimulants I have currently. Because I'm currently trying to work toward getting half Kakuja to 100 before I ditch this account. Maybe I'll give it away. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. But I'm trying to max them out fully, and I'm getting there. 70% is fine for now. Soon. Soon we will be in the good zone, and it'll be a good time. For right now, though, let's go ahead and... That's a different Yamori. That's a half Kakuja versus normal. I wonder if the actual in-game model is going to be the half Kakuja. Let's go find out, shall we? In terms of team, what do I care about? So he is red. I would say this makes a lot of sense to me. And then I wouldn't mind... Who do I want? I'm going to put a team together. It's hard. I'm actually going to put Juzo behind Hafukuchi Kaneki. I'm going to put Arima behind Toka, just to be safe if Toka dies. So Hafukuchi Kaneki and Juzo on the left side do extra dark damage and just have a good time. Owl is here to do some extra damage using the buff of Toka and just kind of doing some extra work and surviving with with normal Mutsuki sitting behind him to be able to do some guarding and buff stuff. FES Toka to get the defense buff up, and Arima in case we end up dying super hard because Toka is not that tanky. Let's go into this. And show me if this is actually the Yamori that's half Kakuja or not, because I'm curious. I guess I haven't really been playing bosses like at all over here on Global. Most just because I've been a very lazy man. Yeah, our goal is going to be Hafukuchi Kaneki's skill here, I'd say. We're going to do a double swap over here on the left row, because I want to set up a precedent to at least be safer after the first turn. So I want to see if I can get Toka or Mutsuki's buffs off after this. Hafukuchi Kaneki is very weak and is not great at surviving, so I really want to have things in place here. Shit, what's more important? A defense buff or the attack decrease and guard buff? Probably the attack decrease. I think that's a pretty safe assumption. This music reminds me of Nier Automata for some reason. Like vocals, just, they're giving me those vibes, man. Alright, so attack debuff and guard to the front row is always nice. Don't kill me. I like the way that his Kagune looks, actually. It looks very fluffy, if that makes sense. Something about it. It's actually really nice. Yamori doesn't deserve this. He's far worse than these good textures. We need to take away his Kagune. Tear them out from the source. Alright, Hafukuchi Kaneki. Pop off. Next turn I am going to swap in Owl and likely try and push toward his good time, because he should be good there. And we're good. Perfect. I guess we'll just try and prioritize Hafukuchi Kaneki's skill here. Swap in Owl Boy. I guess there's not much I can do in this regard. Yeah, no. I'm not going to swap in Juzo because it's not going to do anything for me here. Alrighty. I want to get Owl's charge. And so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he gets the break. Now I am going to pop Toka's buff here first to be able to get the 1.5 times attack on my Owl. There we go. Also, defense increase is always nice. And big damage, boys. Perfect. That's less than big, but we'll take it for now. And do I want to swap out this turn? I guess it would be worth it, because it's always nice to have extra DPS anyway. Alrighty, and I will have I won't have 3 swaps next turn, so I'll be able to kind of play around things a bit more. I'm gonna swap in Kaneki again though. I think that I want him to be here. He has the guard buff and the defense buff, so he might be my tankiest unit on the field right now, aside from Toka. Better him to tank. That's fucking rad! That happens? I have never seen that. I have never fought the Yamori boss that when he's come around to the game, he awakens from the normal Yamori into the half Kakuja version. That's fucking rad. I have genuinely never gotten the chance to see that. You go. I don't know if that's... I haven't seen it in the Japanese version, so I don't know if it's actually part of it, but that is absolutely incredible. Thank you for this experience to be able to see this shit. That is awesome. I'm also going to go ahead and pop this guard buff just in case we end up taking some damage here. Who knows? Maybe he's going to kill us in one hit. Watch this. You're dead. I'm going to devour you. I mean, it's working. You devoured that man. But there we go. Did you just say bring me bring me the next toy? It's time. God, fucking Yamori, man. Good riddance. Good goddamn riddance. He deserves to be dead. Fuck that guy. And we also have 2.8 million damage in total. Unfortunately, my team just doesn't have the viability over on global because I haven't really put enough time into it. But I want to. God, I want to. These banners are going to be how I use... I think these banners are going to be how I get back into global properly. I neglected it for so long that I think that post this war is going to be my true pop-off times. So that'll be our goal for right now. I am going to try to grind up this account a little bit more. I might just try and go in on the blue Kaneki to get him and see how he is on this account just for now. Might just be a fun time in general, and I don't really mind it too much. Actually, how much story do I have? I have quite a bit of story left. You know what? We're going to go ahead and spend the rest of this episode grinding to be able to get the first step of that banner. Because I'm going to be rerolling regardless. I think I've kind of just planned that anyway, because it's not really... I'm just not feeling this account for the most part. Just in general. Like, Owl is cool. He's probably my only unit that I really enjoy using. Everyone else is kind of just the same as usual. So I want to try and get more outside my comfort zone and try out more units I haven't gotten the chance to try yet. Like the blue Kaneki. Like Takizawa. Like Hairu. Like that Rize. That's kind of what I want to use global for. So I'm going to roll a new account and try and shoot for that and see how that goes. However, here's to some real quick murders. Ready? We'll pop Toka's buff and then we'll use Owl to get that good ass kill. I believe in you. Go Owl boy. Nice. That was kind of bad, actually. Owl, you did so little against a normal story enemy. Jeez. However... God. His portraits, man. They're so fucking cool. See, I have these moments where I get taken out of everything. I just look at these models and I remember how good they look. It really is a game that's being developed as a PS4 game for mobile because they're using the models in both. Because if you don't know about things regarding this game's models are the same ones that are going to be used inside Tokyo Ghoul Call to Exist, apparently. And so that kind of explains why they put so much work into the quality of them. It's also why characters like the Ri Hinami look so incredible, because they wanted to model it for the PS4 4K screens. So I think it's rad. I think it's absolutely incredible. And it makes for a really good video game, unsurprisingly. So they put both effort into the models themselves and also the art of the characters. Which I don't know if that's going to be... So I don't know if that's going to be a thing that's actually shown inside Call to Exist. Because that wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense to have these gacha arts in the game. Unless they were to... Unless there was a gotcha inside Call to Exist, of which, oh, that was a, bless me, that was a burp. Oh dear, that coffee was real good this morning, I guess. But yeah, like, would they use the art from Tokyo Ghoul Reinvoke inside the game and be like, you can collect these. These are stickers to put on your photo album or something. Because at this point, the art has so much work and detail going into it, it feels like it can't only be for a mobile game. Or maybe I've just been so disrespected by other mobile game developers that I'm expecting so little from these people. Because realistically, the games that I've been kind of maining before Reinvoke are games that don't update very often. Games that I was used to the updates being few and far between, if any, like Dark War, like Bleach Brave Souls, like Naruto X Boruto. Reinvoke is probably the most updated game and the most, like, heavily loved game that I currently play, aside from, I guess, War Age. But War Age is a very different beast, because War Age doesn't release things very often. When they do, it's incredible, but it is fairly seldom anyway. While Reinvoke, almost every week there's a new character, or a new piece of art, or a new blank added, which is just rad, man. I fucking love this game. Just wholeheartedly. People ask me very often, like, oh, what's your favorite Tokyo Ghoul mobile game? And it really is hard to compare all of them because they're such different experiences. And all of them are fantastic in their own rights. So it's so hard to compare these things that I all love. Like, if I ever have children and someone asks, hey, out of those 7 children you have, who's your favorite? I probably won't want to respond because all of my children are equally loved. So, I don't know. Listen, Kaneki is my boy, my child, and he just ate all of his friends. There we go. So what are we currently up to? I think we're at 23 now in total. At least it should be. We're getting there. I feel like the first step on a FES banner can arguably be one of the most exciting or disappointing times in your time playing Tokyo Ghoul Reinvoke. In some scenarios, you get half Kaneki in the first multi and scream and freak out, and it's crazy great. Or it could be a shaft that sets momentum for the rest of your steps being absolute garbage. It's that first moment, that decisive instant that really matters. And here we go. I'll just keep on pumping out attacks here. I'm also going to pop Toka's buff early this time. Also just because I don't mind getting some cool ass kills while I'm waiting. There we go. And hey there, Nakikagune copy man. I guess just nonsense nobody in the middle of an alley. That's basically your character. And stab. Very cool. Yeah. We're getting there though. If we're at 27, I think I need to do one more and then we'll be good. And you know what? I want to do a cool team. I want to do a team that seems like they probably couldn't do the thing unless they really tried. Let's play with Birthday Mutsuki, White Hair Kaneki, and Jacket Kaneki with a back row of, we'll put a half Kakuja just in case, this Kaneki, and we'll use this Tsukiyama. Why not? This is the true hero squad. God. Alrighty, let's run it. There's something about Tsukiyama being behind Jacket Kaneki that just fits. Just something about it. I mean, they're the same tier of character. I mean, arguably, this Tsukiyama actually might be better than Jacket Kaneki. That's how meh this boy is. He deserved better, honestly, like post-renewal. What a hero. Oh no. Oh fuck, I was gonna take a drink, but I need to get the break. Go! Good job, boy! There you go. Impressive. Now I'm gonna take a drink. There we go. You want to know something funny today that happened? So today, I had courses in the morning and the afternoon that I was meant to go to. It's currently 2:35. I'm not there because they were both canceled. However, I went into school today expecting that to actually still be going, and when it didn't happen, I just kind of turned around and came home. Kind of set the momentum for today in a pretty bad state. But while I was there, and when I walked up to the room and there was no one inside it and I had no idea what was happening, someone came up to me and was like, "Hey, there's no class today." And then I was like, "Oh, well that's kind of shitty. At least I get to enjoy my coffee more." And then someone said, "Lee, you're so chill." And then like giggled, and I was like, "You said the thing! Yeah!" It was so, you hear the word chill so seldomly in personal life stuff, at least in my experiences. So having that happen, I was like, the smile on my face that ended up popping up was great. It's just so goofy. It was literally like the movie name drop moment for me, but nobody would get it. I literally couldn't explain that if I wanted to. You're right. LeaIsChill. That would have been the best, like, reply. But here we are. Alrighty. Let's see how this goes. Wait. If that Yamori awakens in half Kakuja, does this Iwao awaken into the Proto-Iwao? Because that'd be rad. Someone let me know. Because that sounds kind of cool, actually. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and go for this banner right here. Now, we currently do have fillers of every single FES character so far. I would love to get the Kaneki that's blue. I would also really appreciate a Yamori FES, or a Kaya, or a Koma, or a FES anything. Really, it's the first step. Show me the money. Alrighty, and I haven't actually done, guess I haven't done polls on Rebirth since, like on video at least, since Hafukuja Kaneki. Huh. Show me the click. That's a big no-no. Damn it. I deserve that. Well, in the end, it became a huge rip. Also, fun fact, apparently earlier this morning, the Quink Squad appeared inside this banner for the tickets, and then they disappeared very suddenly afterwards. I don't know what's up with that, but I've still been saving, so I'm probably just gonna keep on saving for now until they drop it. I also realized there's only 5 SSR characters inside the dispatch summons. I'm not too keen on popping my SSR tickets now for those either, because I would prefer to get any other dispatch unit possible, especially the Mom Haisei, because she has the ability to give 40% rare drop, I believe, something like that, and that's really important for stimulants going forward. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the casing with her. Either way, that is going to do it after 54 minutes for today. Over here on Global is going to be a very unique and fun time moving forward. all throughout the next 9 weeks, and I'm going to be here for every single part of it. I will be re-rolling another account sometime soon on my phone during this war to get some extra point grinding done and try and shoot for that Rize. And that is going to be my battle plan for right now. Who are you guys going for out of these characters coming up? FES SHIRAZU and Owl Takizawa are probably the main two that I'd say are the most comfortably fantastic, but any of them are really viable. Either way, thank you for watching, take it easy, and I will see you guys next time on Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth. Yo.